All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to APL Season 4, Division 3. We've got Pathfinders up against the Old Guard. I will be casting from Pathfinder's side, and Havoc will be casting from the Old Guard side. He's also a very good caster. He does a lot of casting, especially public matches, so feel free to check him out after this cast, preferably. And here we go, there's the curtain drop. We're fighting over West Bend, so this point heavily favors the Germans. That road comes right into it. Now, almost got rocket sniped there, tank snipes even. They do have to come across this open, so it favors them in the terms that they're closer to it, but they have to cross the more open territory. Allies, on the other hand, they get the cover of this forest, but this is where it becomes artillery's paradise. Ooh. Ooh, going a little fast there. Come on. And we get a truck snipe from the tank. We just didn't see it very well because apparently I had my movement speed turned up to the maximum. Sorry about that. We did catch the truck snipe. Just like Cody managed to get out of there and get his OP up. Ooh, the Lukes catches a round. I'm not even sure what he's getting shot from. I can't see it. Where are my highlights? He's somewhere way over there. Seems like he's coming from that direction. There goes another truck. There he is. He's way back there. Ah, that is a very rough opener for the Old Guard. I say it favors their side, but like I said, they got to cross all that open space. Now that the Americans are up into the point, we'll see how badly the artillery hammers them. The artillery is coming in behind them because they're already in the point. Those truck snipes were very unfortunate for the Old Guards. They lost a lot of their initial pressure. Now they do have these two Lukes up here blasting away. They're catching some rockets. But there's some more rockets coming in from long ways. You can see, is that a third Lukes back there? We got three Lukeses. Three Lukeses. And a P4 going for the 4-tank approach. That's it's an interesting strategy. Now, it does look like Pathfinders did decide to push up here towards Foy. They got a number of their troops pushing up this way. I see 3 squad leaders over here pushing up this road here. So they got their forces split up. They got a nice push going on. They got the medium pulling up to support that attack over there. They have pretty strong control over West Bend. They got supplies coming down right in their face. There's no squad leaders there for the Germans to build anything with it. These guys are pushed way back to the building. These Lukeses are really a problem for them, though. They could use some pressure from their medium or something. I think that medium's trying to get position over here. He's really looking the other way. He could get some crossfire into those Lukeses and take them out. This guy's having tough times with these rockets. All right, there's the initial cap. Goes to Pathfinders, making it a 3-2 lead for Pathfinders. I know it sounds kind of weird when I turn my head away to look at the laptop over there, but that's just that's where the scoreboard is on the laptops. Here comes the Lukes pulling up. They're trying to get this cap pressure going on their own. This one may be being a little too aggressive. One of these ATs can get in behind him. Looks like Reptum Ripper is he's trying to get into the ass of that tank. He's stuck in the middle. Look at there goes the Stewart. Getting some rounds in on this Lukes over here. Gets one of the Lukeses. The other Lukes is looking that way. He catches a rocket from Rectum Ripper. The Stewart should be able to finish him off. Oh, you can't see him. I forget that he's underneath the scoreboard. There he goes. There goes the second Lukes. The third Lukes is pushed up in there, but he's wounded and he is in. Yep, there he goes to Shit's weak. Shit's weak, huh? Didn't look weak. Looked pretty powerful to me. The medium over here helping plug this gap on the right side. These guys trying to get the pressure up towards Foy. They got the Greyhound pushed past. Maybe a little overextended. He's a solo. So he might be a little overextended and rocketed in the side of him. I don't see any ATs at the moment. A lot of the pressure from the Americans got stalled up over here. Most of them looks like they spawned back over at West Bend. I wonder if maybe they lost their garrison over here or never got one up. No, they got one. I guess they must just want to make sure that West Bend stays locked down because they eliminated the threat of those 3 Lukeses And now all their forces are spawned in over there, and they really could be over here, pushing up through these woods. I mean, it's incredibly difficult to make it across this open field, and they'd have to come all the way across to where the P4 is here before they're in cover again. It's nearly impossible. A single long-range machine gun could shut all that down. Here goes the Greyhound being chased by Omaha Chance. Got Kiva right there as well. Kiva gets the kill on the Greyhound. It's a nice shot by Kiva there. These guys are stalling up this push from Pathfinders now. The Old Guard doing a good job of consolidating their forces. They're making the push over here on the flank like they should be. Again, once you get pushed out over there, it's almost impossible to make it across this open field up here. It seems to be what Pathfinders is doing, but the crest of the hill is like right here. And once you get up and over it, I got another Greyhound over here. Had another Greyhound over here. I think it just blew up. Yep, sure did. Went down to the P4. Losing a couple of Greyhounds. Now, there isn't a ton of guys here for the Old Guard holding this back. It looks like a number of guys did shift over this way now for Pathfinders, including 3 squad leaders, and the medium is still here as well. I'm hearing a P4 coming out. Looking like he's trying to get an angle on that Sherman. Sherman, of course, being right there. Now, I'm not sure if he can see him through the woods or not. He's going to see him in a second, though. He's going to come around this building and should have a pretty clear shot on him. If he doesn't get stuck. Oh, don't get stuck. Rockets coming across over there. Must have seen some infantry out in the open. There goes the Reaper. It looks like he's kind of out in the open right now. Milk Box is absolutely out in the middle of that field. This P4, he's trying to get behind this Sherman. I feel like this Sherman keeps shifting forward just a little bit to stay in cover. Now, did Milk Box see him? He should have borderline been able to hear him out there. But it does look like the Sherman's repositioning over to the left side. He'll be safe from that P4, so we'll see what that P4 does. Now, it is entirely possible. They got good garrison spray, but it is entirely possible for the Old Guard to slip a truck over here somewhere and get behind. So, ooh, P4 got a shot on the Sherman. The Sherman is locked in place. Catches another round. Surprisingly, he's still alive. If he can just get behind this building, it might be a race. No, he's turning his ass end towards the P4. I don't think he realizes where he is. He's stuck. Don't get run over, Dynasty. It does look like the P4 must not be able to have an angle on him anymore or something, because he's not shooting him. He's actually turned looking this other way, so I think he's repositioning, trying to get an angle on that P4. And while this tank battle is happening, does look like Pathfinders has managed to slip a number of their guys forward. Yeah, it looks like they must have a, maybe, no, just OPs, but they're catching hell from, looks like Kamikaze Spear. Just ripped them to pieces. I think he just killed everybody over there. Here comes the P4 is pulling up. He's looking back over here. Is that a Stewart or is that a, that's a 76. So he's dueling it out with a 76. And you can see him coming right there. He's going to get aggressive with this. 76 is in repair. I don't think they're going to see this play happening. I don't know if the P4 will be able to take him out. It's not easy to kill a heavy with a medium, but if he can catch him before they're finished with that repair. Here he comes. I think they're all repaired up. You're just going to take a shot. Do they see it? They should be able to hear him. Oh yeah, they're backing up. They're backing up. The P4's trying to get behind him. Gets a round into him. They're stuck on the embankment. There goes the P4. Gets taken down by Domo. Alright, let's head back over here to Foy. Looks like West Bend is pretty clear. I do see another P4 over there that if he keeps pulling forward like that, he's going to get caught by that 76, who can see all the way across that. The medium did survive as well, so he's still here on the front door of Foy. And it does look like a number of the old guard has been forced to pull back and keep this point locked down. There's even a number of Pathfinders in the circle. A couple of ATs, they're starting to get the cap going right now. I hear a bombing run. That looks like... Okay, there it is. All right, Pathfinders. They're bombing Cobrew Factory. Here comes the counter bombing run. Probably gonna go right there. Got a couple of guys, but I don't know. We'll see. Looks like Trey is pretty screwed. He's gonna survive. Got out on the backside of that building and survived. Here comes a Puma. See if that P4 or that Sherman. Looks like the Sherman spotted him. There goes the Puma. Nice shooting by Sfazo. Nice eyes by Sir Dynasty. Nice awareness. Still more cap pressure going on at Foy. A lot of these Pathfinder guys are starting to slip in. They've got a squad on the backside as well. Coming down from the north. They've got this squad up here. So West Bend, it's got a couple of squad leaders there. They got their OPs up. It's not overly protected, but it's nearly impossible to get in there. I can see that P4 is getting engaged by the 76 as we speak. Catches another round. What the? He does get destroyed by the 76, but what did he blow up over here? Was that medium? He finally got that medium. So they did finally get that medium. But they still have a 76 on the field. I would expect there is a Tiger somewhere. I don't see it at the moment. Look at this envelopment on Foy by Pathfinders. I mean, you got Iswo is still there in the circle, but Snarky Snack is on the backside of the church here. Got a number of his buddies around him. They got Q in there as another squad leader. Potato is another squad leader, so they have 4 squad leaders. Witty there. They're already catching some guys trying to come down from the north now. The next point is Road to Noville. They're dropping supplies in anticipation of this capture. I don't see anybody in place to build on it, but they've already got some supplies in place to extend their garrison network over to the east. This is nearly captured by Pathfinders. They're really, they just got a firm control here. The old guards, now they're coming in from multiple directions, and maybe they can stall this up, but it doesn't look like it. They're getting a couple of kills here in the circle, but the old guard has, what, 6, 7 guys here in the circle. There is the capture for the old guard. But that will bring the score to 4-1 for Pathfinders. We'll see if the old guard can rally and push back into this. So it looks like getting some arty kills over here. Not too much for the arty. I mean, it's been a very fast-moving match. We're only 15 minutes into the match, and they've already taken the 4th point. Unclean Bus still there in the circle, but he's looking very lonely right now. Take a quick look at the map. There's actually a lot of Pathfinders extended over towards the west. They managed to push all the way up across that open field, and they're clearing that out. There's a spawn in right there for the old guard. Maybe these guys can get some kills, but it looks like Milkbox has already got eyes on it. He's marked it. Commander's got it marked. He's trying to get some shots off. That little pea shooter sucks. Not a carbine fan. Liquid Cowboy coming up from behind, but he doesn't need to. Unclean Bus does clears out Milkbox. Here comes Snarky Snacks. Gets the red scar. Looking to get that OP. He's up on it. He pops the OP. The squad leader is down, so that's going to be it. Those guys will get cleaned up. The old guard's pushing pretty hard down from their center HQ. I just see Crispy Chicken heading towards Road to Noville for the most part. Oh, wait, it's that way. I was looking the wrong way. My bad. There is a number of guys pushing towards it. You got Femboy in a position to block him. You've got U-Boat there, getting ready to set his MG up to look down that road. So they're going to have a hard time pushing through this. It does seem like the old guard is in place to protect themselves. This can be kind of a hard hard position to push if you're not already in place. If they can get into position before you get here, they can hold, but they can't just hold is the thing. The old guard can't just sit and defend. They have to break through and take back Foy. Surprisingly, Unclean Bus and Liquid Cowboy are still here holding on to this house by themselves. Looks like Cowboy's about to get Magnet. He's looking the other way. He's looking the other way. Magnet's running right below him. Like, did he not hear the footsteps? He ran right underneath you. Do you not have a headset on? What's up with that? Like, how did you know? Oh, and then he got killed by the Artie. Ran right past him, finally got taken out by the Artie. So these two guys are just kind of keeping an eye on things here at Foy. Oh, Unclean Bus just got taken out. I think he got taken out by Potato over there. Now Potato looked like he was going to come back, but he's not. He's just holding his position. I do hear the 76 has moved up to here. They've got tanks. They've got good tanks. Where are the Tigers? I see a supply truck. Here's the Tiger here, hiding back in the buildings. I don't know if he's just trying to get an angle on that 76. Maybe he got popped once and we missed that. Because the 76 is right over here. He's actually moving. Let's take a look at what he's trying to get an angle on. I don't think he can hit that Tiger where he is. I think that Tiger's up and over the hill, so it might be a moment before they engage each other. Liquid Cowboy is still up in this house. Q's gonna find him. Cowboy's gonna get him. Oh, he got him. But now his cover's blown. They know he's up there. Look, here comes some more. Here comes Snarky Snack and Milkbox. Let's take a quick look at what's going on over towards Novell. Does look like the old guard has consolidated well. They're starting to branch out away from Novell a little bit to the south. They've got some guys down here. They got some guys in the centers. They've basically stabilized their line right here. Now, Pathfinders has already taken the positions to stop us. So pretty much this road right here is the line. You can't fully see it, but that's right here where these trees are. And it does look like the old guard is starting to get some guys in there. So Pathfinders really needs to keep the old guard out of these trees if they want to be able to start pressing Novell. For some reason, they seem to be putting a lot of their focus towards their center HQ, and maybe they just plan to sweep crossed and catch them from behind. Maybe they want to get behind Novell. I mean, obviously they would understand that pushing straight into Novell is going to be difficult because you got to cross all these open fields to get to it. So if they can get up into their HQ, if they can get around this spot, maybe even all the way in the HQ, it's dangerous. You don't want to mess around with the Artie guy, but right here, this little gap, that's about the narrowest gap of field that you would have to push across and be back into the trees. And you can see that the old guard has a number of guys already in position to keep an eye on that. Here comes the bigger push from Pathfinders. In spite of a very rough initial start for the old guard, they seem to have stabilized well, and they're holding this aggression at bay now. Pathfinders is not being overly aggressive at the moment, which is a good plan. I mean, they got a 4-1 lead. They don't really need to be too aggressive right now. They could sit on this for the rest of the match if they wanted to and feel comfortable. The 76 still he hasn't quite popped this hill yet. I don't think. He's just barely looking over the crest of the hill. He got something over there. I don't know if it was a truck, but there's the Tiger is still back there behind those buildings, so I'm not sure what he got back here. I see Jesus is out of the Tiger. It was a P4. He took out a P4. I don't know if it was manned or not, but he took out a P4 back there. There is another Tiger over here. I didn't see him when I was looking over here before, but there is a Tiger right here helping cover this, and he's in an excellent position to cover that gap that I was just looking at before. Or was it this gap? Either way, he's in a position to cover both of these gaps. He can see all the way down to the south. If anybody tries to make their way across that open field, they get spotted by that tank. That's a supply drop. Supply drop going down there at dugouts. Still a number of Pathfinders pushing towards the center HQ. Like I said, I wonder if they're trying to get into these woods here, or clear out this flank. Maybe they're just trying to get a feel of where that tiger is. I do see another 76 in Foy. And he might be moving over towards to help out this flank over here. But we'll see if he gets involved with that other tiger that we've seen. It'll take him a minute to get into position. I see Artie smoke coming down right there, I think. Or maybe that was just Joe popping his smokes, but he does end up getting shot in the back by Armadillo or Q, I'm not sure. The old guard has a little bit of a foothold in this forest here. If they can hold on to that, maybe they can start pushing into this flank a little harder, or flank this attack a little harder. This is really the center of the line, but right here you can see there's a handful of the old guard guys right on top of this. There's another spawn in right there, right on top of Armadillo. Armadillo goes down. Q's trying to make it into the woods. He's catching some long-range machine gun fire from that tiger, I think. What did I just see over there? Is that a greyhound? I think it was. He is gone now. Got taken out by one of the tigers. Or no, what was that? A greyhound? Or a puma? A fully loaded greyhound got taken down by a fully loaded puma. And I say it like that because I was surprised to see either one of them fully loaded, let alone both of them. It does look like Pathfinders has managed to make it into the woods over here, and this is exactly where the old guard does not want them to be. This gives them a clear line of attack up the railroad tracks. Now they're pushing the puma this way, but he is probably going to find himself pretty exposed to shit's weak right there. And he sure does. Shit's weak gets him with a rocket. That shit wasn't weak at all. That puma was weak. That shit was weak. Here comes Random. He definitely saw that rocket shot. It looks like he's going to push over to the east side of the tracks, maybe get his OP up over here so that he can keep a flank on this attack. He better stay low, though. He's not even looking the right way. He's looking south. And he gets taken down by shit's weak. I think he thought that they would be on the other side of the tracks, but they weren't. They are now. Here comes Witty. He's going to push over there, drop an OP as a beacon to make sure that side is clear. Omaha Chance gets himself a kill there. Here goes the Reaper, is making his way across. He's going to be able to get into the trees over here. Now, I hear more tanks shooting. I kind of want to see what's going on because I know that that 76 was moving into place, and I think he's taking fire from this tiger here. It kind of looks like the other 76 repositioned as well. Now, because this tiger was shooting, in theory, they should have a good idea where they are. And there is this other... Is that a P4? Oh, that's Tiger. It's Tiger. I think he's the one who's just been hiding behind that building the whole time, and I don't really know what his play is. But these 76s have definitely repositioned. I see Artie smoke coming down over there, too. They're dropping Artie smoke on the 4th point. These Tigers feel very out of position right now. They are holding the wrong flank. This is very much an infantry fight over here, but Pathfinders has a lot of infantry here. Now, there must be some sort of red zone garrison or something back behind them. Random goes down to, I think, Rick or Bick. Not sure which. Swollen's also coming up from dugout, so they must have something down there. Swollen gets taken down by Bick. This is stalling out the push from Pathfinders, though, because they're now having to look back behind themselves. But they're getting in here. Might even start to see this flicker here in a second. They're getting a lot of kills. There is some tank fire coming from over here. That is probably the P4. No, it's another tiger. They finally do have a tiger over here. That's 3 tigers on the field. That tiger is going to be very important to keep this point locked down. There's a lot of infantry here for Pathfinders. They're not in the circle yet, but they're right on top of it. Oh no, circle's back here. I don't know why I thought the circle was here. It's not. It's back there where the tiger is. The tiger has that locked down. There's actually a bombing run going through it, but Pathfinders still doing a good job over on this flank. They do got some guys pushing out of the south trying to figure out what's going on down there. And it looks like there's a number of guys over here now coming out of the center HQ for the old guard. Might start pressuring Foy from the north. There is a handful of guys here, though, and these 76s are not too far away. The one, at the very least, is in position to catch anybody coming down this road. Now, there is some guys on the other side of the crest of the hill. You can see Flak. There's a Luke's here. I'm not really sure what that Luke's is trying to shoot. He's just blasting at empty forest. Maybe there was somebody there. I'm not sure. But Flak is out running through the open. Got Medic back here as an MG as well. I think he's taking some shots at work. The truck blows up and somehow does not kill the Medic. Looks like he got a little messed up by it, but it somehow didn't kill him. Lucky. He was right next to that thing when it went up. That Luke's is safe on the backside of that hill, so neither one of these 76s will be able to get it, and it does look like Kraus might be in position to be calling out these 76s, so maybe we'll see a precision strike here in a moment. He's definitely going to have eyes on that one that is stationary. What you going to do, Kraus? Oh yeah, so he sees it now. It's definitely marked. I would expect there to be a precision strike on that tank. That tank has been stationary for far too long. Do you hear something went boom over there? I don't know if that was a satchel or what, but this 76, still stationary. There's a large buildup of Pathfinders right there in the tree, so maybe they're planning on pushing through on this side. I want to swing over here real quick and see how this attack is going by the Pathfinders. Looks like they did get pushed out of those buildings. Again, I apologize. I didn't really realize that Noville was so far forward. I was looking at the wrong spot. Pathfinders were not as quite forward as I thought they were, but they're still doing really well. They've shifted a lot of their guys over to their left attacking flank. I wonder if, okay, so there's a garrison over there between the tanks, so Kraus does not have it lit up, but that Artie just took out the repair station, I think. That would be a good indicator to the tanks that somebody knows where they are, so probably be a good time to move. Look at Dosky's up there on the front door here of this position. They're pressuring it from two sides now. Ooh, swing and a miss from Armadillo on Omaha Chance. Doesn't quite get him with a rocket, and then he gets taken out. That Tiger. Is that a P4? Okay, this one is a P4, but it's that. Do they really have 4 tanks on the field now? Some of my stuff went dark. I don't really like how they changed the, which one's the damn chat? There it is. They, like, changed the way the stream manager works on the app. I don't like it. I liked it how it was before because it was simple. I don't know why everything always has to be overcomplicated. There's a nice push coming here from Pathfinder. Okay, so there was a P4, a Tiger, and a Tiger. I wonder, it kind of looks like they lost one of their Tigers over here, so that would explain. I didn't really think that they would have 4 tanks. They did have this Luke's too, didn't they? Did they really have 4 tanks on the field? Looks like the Luke's got taken out over here. Maybe even caught by that AT gun as the Pathfinders have pushed forward again. They're starting to make their way up towards the HQ. In a good position to block anybody from coming out of the HQ and wanting to push Foy. I think they're just boxing them out. That's why they're pushing this so far north. They just don't want to let them make it all the way up to Foy. Ah, it's a gate. Thought there was a couple of OPs sitting right there. There's still some guys back here at Foy as well. Let's take a quick look around and make sure that none of the old guard... There's another 76 right there. Make sure that none of the old guard has slipped through. Other than Kraus, who's way in the back line now. Perhaps looking to protect some sort of airhead or something. I'm not sure. Most of the fighting is happening right here. Right in this little stretch of woods. And the old guard is pushed out again. They're starting to make a little bit of forward progress. There isn't a ton of Pathfinders here. Shitsweet gets himself another Puma kill. You'd think they'd stop pushing Pumas up into these woods. Already coming down, getting themselves some kills. They're getting some infantry kills going on from Pathfinders, tipping a couple of old guard infantrymen down. You got Bick back here in the woods shooting all the way across at random. There's a couple of old guards skirting the woods right here on the road. Reaper goes down to Crispy Chicken. Omaha Chance laying low in the road behind the embankment. He's looking real lonely here. He does have this P4 right behind him, which is probably going to blast Snarky Snack in a second. Omaha Chance gets taken down by Shitsweek, who's making his way towards P4. The P4 is backing up. Now, while this is happening over here on the other side of this attack, there was a handful of Pathfinders who made it up to this flank, put a little pressure on. They're turning the old guard's head back this way. That might allow them to push some of their infantry into this position and start clearing things out. So far, they've taken a few casualties, but so has the old guard. Here come the 76s. Now, there is still a Tiger over here. There's a lot of infantry pushing up towards him. Is that an AT gun? There is an AT gun in the woods right there. Good position on that AT gun. There's another Tiger over here. I don't know if that Tiger has eyes on these 76s or not. They shouldn't anymore, and now these 76s looking like they're going to reposition over here to support this attack on this side. Maybe take out that P4 that's been defending this. We know there was at least one 76 back at Foy, so these two 76s are pretty clear to shift over here and help this attack. None of the Tigers are being overly aggressive. Maybe they will change that if they realize that both 76s are over here, but there's artillery coming down on this position. The 76 is repositioned to start lashing away at it. Here comes one of the Tigers pulling up to help defend this position from being overrun, but Uncle Bus goes down. Random over there on that little patch of woods that's on the east side of the map, but that's not a great position. I mean, you can use it to cover, but maybe a machine gun or something in there. You can cover this open field, kind of the way Bick is doing the same thing. So far, Pathfinder, or the old guard, is managing to hang on to this, though. They do have this Tiger here still that's supporting this defense. So far, oh, there was a hit. One of the 76s has pulled up. So I was just about to say, so far, the 76s have not done too much, but they did finally reposition, and down goes, that was the P4, right? I think the P4 goes down. No, that was a Tiger. When the Tiger goes down, where did the P4 go? I think it's pulling up right now below me. Yeah, he's down here on the tracks. But without that Tiger, this P4 is going to have a hell of a time trying to keep these 76s away. And that could be a big problem. Here comes another Tiger immediately coming out of the HQ to take the place of the other one. Hopefully he doesn't get caught out in the open. Now this other Tiger is holding down the HQ on this side, making sure that the Pathfinders are not able to push all the way up. But they have this completely boxed into this sector. They got a couple of guys over here protecting this flank, making sure that nobody comes out of this HQ. As far as I can tell, there's nobody that has been coming out of there. Again, I mean, it's difficult because if you come out of this HQ, you essentially have to go straight down this road through Cobrew Factory. And all it takes is one or two guys to catch you, and there's not much you can do. So, as much as they should do that, it's difficult to do that. They should occasionally have a squad lead trying to slip in over there and get an OP up, get some pressure from that flank. They're just so boxed in. The old guard is so incredibly boxed in on their two HQs. I don't even know if they really have any garrisons except for maybe right here, but the Pathfinders are starting to break through. They've got one of their Tigers pushed right up to the position. He is catching some rounds from this Tiger back here. I think I said Tiger, but it's 76. They've got the 76 pulled up to this position. And he gets taken down by the Tiger. Some nice shooting by Kiva. That will help even things up over here. The other 76, I think, is being spotted by Kraus. He's moving a little bit, though. He's not stationary. I don't know if he has eyes on that. I don't think he can see Maybe he can see that tiger. Seems like he's pretty through the woods, but this one sees him over here. That is some very long range shooting. He will try and back up. I think he's behind the building now. Now he will be able to repair up, but that's some nice spotting by Kraus, who's basically lasing that target for him. And now that they've got the two 76s, or one of the 76s taken down, they got the two Tigers in position. I hear bombing run. Looks to be the old guard bombing run. We'll see where it goes through. They're going to go through right here, and they're going to try and stop this attack. It's so far not overly successful. It did get a couple of guys, but maybe get Rick as well, but he's jumping down into the building. It does look like he's going to survive. And Pathfinders comes out of that bombing run still looking pretty strong. Starting to spread out into these woods. Random even got taken down over there in the eastern little patch of woods. Snarky Snack taking some shots at Omaha Chance, but he gets taken down. Looks like Chippy got himself a kill as well. Omaha Chance survival managed to keep an OP alive as well as the Reaper and Uncle Fanbus spawn in, even taking down Armadillo before Fanbus goes down himself. But the old guard seems to be slowly and steadily being marched backwards. This Tiger has now backed completely off. He is wounded. He looks like he took some rounds from something. What just blew up here? Repair station, maybe? No. No. What was that? That was Tiger? I feel like Rectum Ripper and Shit's Weak just tag teamed that Tiger and took him down. We missed it, but I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. And without that Tiger there, that 76 way back should be able to pull out and start supporting this attack again. Pathfinders again slowly pushing forward. George Egg is actually making his way across the open field on the edge of the map. Nobody is watching. There comes Snarky Snack. Snarky Snack should be able to spot him if he looks. He sees him. And he gets taken out by artillery. George Egg should be able to make the trees. Will there be another spawn in? I don't know if that spawn is going to come in time. He should be able to find that OP in the trench. That trench being the most obvious spot there. Snarky Snack, the OP is going to be lit up. He's looking the wrong way. He gets taken down by George Egg, who should be able to get that OP. There goes the OP. He's cleared out this little section of woods. Now the Pathfinders are still pretty pushed forward. We'll see if Random looks like he's going to make the same push. He's running more towards the woods over there. Here comes one of the tanks for the old guard. It's that P4 again. Pulling up, trying to stall up this infantry. The only AT there is Shit's Weak. There's one rocket into the back end of the P4. Does Shit's Weak get killed before he can get the second rocket off? Oh, the P4 got stuck. Hey, killed one of his friendlies for a ricochet. Now, there is a bombing run going across Noville right now as there is a handful of Pathfinders pushing up into the circle as we speak. They might even be able to get this cap going here. That P4 is going to have to turn around and drive back through the gauntlet. It is contested. There is a Tiger here, and that's all they've got holding this down. Looks like there was another spawn in. Must be something over there. I think it's just an OP. OPs can't be destroyed by bombing runs, so they will be able to get at least another spawn in. There's another spawn in on another OP. This Tiger absolutely saved the day for Pathfinders. They managed to get enough spawn-ins here to stop the capture. Here comes the other Tiger coming from the center HQ. I think these are just trucks. What are you doing, Tuck Zangs? You're getting a little close to that artillery, man. You're making me nervous. Does get taken a good day. Good, Aggie. Get him away from that artillery. He's making me nervous. We don't want to play. We don't play games with the artillery, guys. Come on now. You know better. A lot of the Pathfinder guys are actually out in open spots. They're not really in great. Like, they're in cover, but borderline pinned down position. Gobble King gets himself a tank kill before being taken down. What was that, a P4? Is that a Tiger? That was the P4. Pathfinder's still holding on to this position over here. They've been stalled out, and there is a ton of the old guard that is pulled back here. We are just about down to the halfway mark here. So this battle is well underway, and the Pathfinders, it just feels like they just keep slowly marching their line forward and boxing these guys into Noville. Now they're doing a good job of stopping these guys from coming out of their center HQ, and of course they got very good garrison spread in order to make sure that they're not getting flanked from the other side. Yeah, the old guard, they got a decent defensive position, and this is hard to push into. That supplies? That looks like supplies. I do see the 76 back there. He is really backed off. I'm not sure what his play is, and maybe he's going to reposition and come up through where the center HQ is. Pretty sure that was that AT gun that was in the woods over there. This Tiger is feeling pretty pulled up. There's another tank here as well. Here comes the Puma. There is a 76 back here. At least I'm assuming it's a 76. That is a 76. We'll see if he catches that Puma as he went across the tracks. He did not. Chippy went down before he could get a rocket into it. The Puma is going to just pull in here looking for spawns. That is a fully loaded Puma again. Gobble King is going for the Tiger. Might want to go for the Puma. It's the easier target. He does go for the Puma. Swing and a miss on the Puma. See if he can get the next rocket off, but it looks like the driver from the Tiger is absolutely suppressing him down. He gets blasted to pieces by one of the Tigers. Is that a repair station? It's a Jeep. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that Jeep? Okay, yeah, this 76 still holding back here. What is this? That's another 76, right? Oh yeah, because there was a third 76 at Foy. Looks like he finally just repositioned over here. These two Tigers doing the work to keep these guys out of here. One of the Tigers goes down. I think to this 76 back here would be some very nice shooting by Domo again. Keyholing through the trees. The other Tiger is catching rounds. A rocket into the Puma. The Puma goes down to the 76, I think, just got him. The Tiger trying to light up some of this infantry. I don't know if he's in proper cover or not. He might be. He's definitely getting the repair going, so he's doing all right. You got the Reaper has actually made it into the position. Maybe he'll find some OPs, start clearing some of this out. I think Flynn Rider gets him. He's taken down by the commander. Did I just hear something explode? This 76 is still over here. This one is actually now pushing up. This left flank did get stalled up over here. I think that was just a truck. Still a nice shot by Rectum Ripper from that rooftop. Looks like Pathfinders is still holding pretty strong over there on that flank. I don't see any other garrisons lighting up over towards the west. And they're making another nice push up the road. The other Tiger goes down. There are no more tanks here for the old guard. A couple of 76s pulling up and a lot of infantry encircling the point. We'll see how long the old guard can hold this back, but without any tanks, even if they spawn one in, he's going to be very lonely against two 76s. They do have a handful of guys over here in these eastern woods. They do have a Luke's right here, holding some of these guys back. Something just shot this 76 as well. I don't know, did they spawn another tank over here? No, I'm just seeing trucks. The Luke's, he's on the move. He's trying to shoot the 76. Oh, he got stuck on the trees. The other 76 got him. Have to remember to clip that for the Hell Let Loose thing, their little clip show. That was kind of a cool moment. It made me giggle. Those trees, man, they're deadly. Pathfinders, they're really getting stalled up. They're having to try making way up here. They could really stand to clear out these woods over here in the east. These guys are getting really good flank fire on them. And it's making it hard to push up through these woods. And these woods are like the one real spot in cover that they can push up through. You can see that 176 is slowly pulling forward, though. You can see Random over there pinging it. He's blasting away, though. He's getting some kills. Milksbox taking some fire. They have to know that they're over there. They have to know that they keep getting shot from over there. Looks like Milkbox is looking that way. But there's a whole squad over there. Maybe they just assume it's a single shooter or something. Flare goes up for the old guard. There's actually 2 squad leaders over here. There's 2 squads over here. Pathfinder's still spawning in behind that blown up Tiger. Got Monster Cores just blasting away. Exchanging with Cryptos. It's a machine gunner fight. Ah, someone else shot him. Leave him alone. I wanted to watch the machine gunner fight. You don't see machine gunners suppressing each other like that very often. Those guys are really pinned down, and the Tiger gets the 76 from the HQ. They still have 176 up here though, so 2 76s. That other 76 is now pulling up the tracks, take the place of the other one. Is that just a track? That's that Jeep again. I keep thinking it's a half track. Yeah, Pathfinders, they're stalled up. They're really having a hard time making this last little stretch. The old guard does not want to give this up. Not without a fight. They started out so rough, and now they're just holding so admirably. They got truck sniped at the beginning, and it really set them back. You see Bert and Fullheart hunting each other in this house. Here comes Jemima. Look, he's looking down. He hears the footsteps. Oh, he gets Bert. Oh, Joe Mama got Fullheart. I thought maybe he'd go for a twofer. Look at Doski coming across the open field, looking to make the edge of the woods as a squad leader. He can get his LP up here and get a couple spawn-ins. Trey might even start doing some pressing here. He almost can't quite see Swollen over there, but he's in position with this MG to cover Doski, who should be able to get an OP up in the edge of these woods, and that could spell disaster. I did just see a flicker over here at Foy. What do they got? Was it just Kraus? There's a couple of guys who have managed to slip in and get behind for the old guard. Flare goes up. They're going to see that there's a bunch of infantry behind them. They're going to have to call some guys back immediately. There's not enough here. The old guard has a nice envelopment on Foy. They're going to hit it from multiple different directions. They need to call back so much. Pong goes down over there to never. But that means they now know that there's even guys over at Cobra while they're also being flanked from the south. Here comes Turkleton. Turkleton should have seen those guys running across the open field. Turkleton gets taken down by the medic. Gobble King spawns in right there. He's running the other way. He's looking back. He's getting shot at by the medic. There's some flicker and some contesting going on for both sides. We'll see how much Pathfinders pulls back for this. But this is, I don't know, it's a nice looking push, but they're capping at Noville. The old guard looking to nail this down might have actually overextended, and I don't know what else they could have done because they needed to cap, but one too many guys got committed to that attack. Pathfinders are in the circle, and they're all over this. They've got the HQ shut down. Here comes Random from the backside. They are getting some kills over here. They might be able to stall this up. If they can stall it up a little bit, maybe they can get some more spawn-ins on the HQ, but there's a lot of Pathfinders in the circle. Now, there is OPs over here in these woods. I know at least one because Random is still here, but if one of these 76s pulls up into the circle, that could be curtains. I don't think... What happened to that Tiger that was over here? He must have gotten taken out while I wasn't looking. There is a half-track. So we should see a spawn-in on that half-track here in a minute. Here comes supplies dropping down. Pathfinders has Noville over half-capped. Strafing runs coming through for the Germans, but it's far outside of where the Pathfinders are. They're in the circle. Here comes the spawn in. There's a massive spawn wave on the half track. Here comes the bombing run that should clear some of this out. It looks like it went the other way. They're still capping. Now that's a lot of reinforcements coming up for the old guard. They should be able to stall this up. Here comes something else. Is that a Puma? Here comes the Puma. Now there's a number of infantry in the circle. I don't know. These tanks are right here. One of the 76s is almost in the circle. I am not sure if that Puma has eyes on him or not, but they've only got a couple more seconds to stall this up. There's a lot of guys in the circle. They need another spawn in on that half track or something. I don't think they have enough to stop this 5-0 victory here at the 37-minute mark. Congratulations, Pathfinders. Unbelievable. 501 Chippy. 654 from Bick with that MG. We saw a 519 from Demo. 882 Domo in the tank. 738 from Daximus in the tank. 483 from Kamikaze Spear. 713 from our Killigan. Our Killigan did really well. So there you have it. Wow, that was unbelievably well played by Pathfinders. The old guard, man, you rallied really well after a rough start, man. You lost, the one truck got half of its infantry blasted out of it, and then it ended up getting blown up before it could make it into the circle. You pretty much lost all your infantry on the initial push. You pushed a couple of Luxes in there, but they just weren't enough of a distraction to get your infantry in, and then they ended up getting taken out by that Stuart. And from there on, Pathfinders was just aggressive. They pushed in, took your 4th point, boxed you into your last one, and you held them off as best you could, but the one time you tried to cap back, they immediately just cut a hole in you. And sometimes you're going to have that. So congratulations to your victory, and congratulations to the other team for being well fought. And I'm going to go ahead and shut her down there. Thank you, everybody who watched, and we will catch you guys later. Thank you for follows and stuff, too. I see I got a couple follows. I got the notifications turned off because that's what they want for the league. But yeah, have a good rest of your night. Take it easy.
Goomotrain, the legend of the fearless one, with the heart of fire and a blazing sun.